Good morning. Picture of her, so I sort of used the opportunity to grab her in the shot. I think that little person stood on the top of that rock really helped. So in typical Compton fashion, I walked too far. There's the salt cellar there, sticking out on the end of that rock. So I just sort of turned back and I thought to myself, I remember the rock up in front. That rock up in front is where I fell off the Scoot mountain bike. I fell off it and broke my finger, didn't I? So I thought, hang on a minute. So I just looked behind me here, and I've walked past it. So let's walk back. That was my destination. So I don't want to be going too far along, otherwise I'll just keep going and going and going. So let's get over. I mean, I like this wall. I do like the wall that leads up to it. The wall's pretty good. Is it worth me maybe getting over near the edge and trying to get the wall, shooting back? But the light's on the other side, so I think we need to shoot down the way. But yeah, let's get over to the salt cellar because it's hidden behind the rocks. That's the problem. So this is it. This is what I come for. The salt cellar. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it yet? That's the salt cellar, and you've got this beautiful backdrop of all the purples and pink heathers going off into the hillside. When the light catches it, and the light's coming out more and more now. So I'm going to get the tripod out, set up a couple of shots, do my selfie, get this nice pinks in the foreground with the salt cellar behind it, maybe then use a leading line as well with some rocks going through. So yeah, I'll get the camera out and talk to you and tell you exactly what I'm doing with the shot. So isn't it nice to have my camera back on the tripod stand so you can see actually me taking a picture with my tripod and not just handheld shots. Anyway, it's handheld's easy this time of year. There's loads of light and stuff like that. So the first shot we're going to do, or a couple of shots, I've already taken one while I was doing a bit of a time lapse so you can see how the clouds are moving over the land. You know, the clouds are coming across, you're getting these lovely shadows and that are drifting across the land. And they look pretty good because they have like little pockets of dark spaces, so you can take several shots and have those dark bits in whatever area you sort of want them. Like it'd be nice to have a darkish bit behind the salt cellar because then the salt cellar will stand out a little bit more 3D. So the first one is heather in the bottom corner, salt cellar on the right hand thirds, and I will overlay the grid for you so you can see how I mean about the thirds. And yeah, it's pretty much the salt cellar is the main attraction. It's there. I've made sure I've come down low enough. I'm actually stooped right down, as you can see. I'm stooped right down, so I've got the salt cellar's heads just sticking above the background horizon line, which was quite nice. And then from the same position, I'd done sort of a wider shot. And this time, the same thing, the salt cellar is still slightly above the horizon, but I've got a little bit more extra rocks in the image as well. So I've still kept the salt cellar on the third. It's all about the heather in the bottom corner, and it's drifting across the image from the left to the right. And again, I'm not worried if the heather's sort of slightly out of focus. It doesn't really bother me that much. But at f11, it should all be fine. It should be a crackingly sharp image. And again, take the same shot again, and you can just pick where you want your sunlight, but at the moment the sunlight's fine where it is. I think this one's a good one for a selfie as well. I think I'm going to run down on the rock, grab a selfie with me, quite a small image, or actually standing in the heather, I think, and then that's a good thumbnail for the video. And then what I'm going to do is move over a little bit further. I've got the polarizer on. It's not really making a lot of difference. I think it's just bringing out those clouds just a little bit in the sky because the sun's somewhere over this side, so it needs to be 45 degrees, 90 degrees to make it work as best. Now my knees are buckling, so I'm going to get up and move the tripod over a little bit more and get a bit more of a leading line, pushing you straight into the salt cellar. So with this one, I'm gonna break some of my own rules. I'm actually going to put the salt cellar itself slap bang in the middle of the shot, and I'm just going to take one and just see if I like it. I'm going to give you a comparison then. I'm taking one with it bang in the middle, and then I'm going to take one with it to one side on the thirds, and I want you to let me know which one you prefer best. It's still on the 10-second timer because it's just me selfie. And then I'm going to put it onto the thirds and have a little look at that and see, because I always put things on that, you know, that third line or that intersection that's somewhere near there, because I think it works quite nice, almost the golden ratio thirds. That's quite nice as well, but I'm a little bit lower now, so it's sticking up a bit higher. And I don't know whether to go down even lower still, because if you go down even lower still, it'd lift the salt cellar even higher into the image. But I think you lose a little bit of the countryside behind it, and I think it all becomes too dominant on the heather. So I think where it is works just about right. So I've got another one set up, possibly the final one before I start walking back. There's only so many pictures you can take of a rock. This time I've got the big rock leading you into the image. I was coming in from the right hand side. I've got heather on the left hand side, and that's leading you in, and the salt cellar is just on the golden rule thirds, just off the center line, and I think it works quite well. I'm just going to move it over just a little bit more so I can get a bit more of the rock on the right hand side. Left hand side, left, right, you know what it is. I think I might have to focus stack this one. It needs to be focused in the foreground and on the rock and on the rocks, but I don't want the background sharp, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to focus on the foreground. Let's go back onto my bracketed shots because I like to bracket. I'm going to take one of the rocks in the foreground, then I'm going to focus on the rock the other side and take one of that side. And then I'm going to focus on the salt cellar itself, on the top of it, just there. But I don't want the far distance in focus, if you know what I mean. So if I stack these three images, they should work and keep everything this side sharp and let the background blur off as I need it to be, which is why I've gone to f8. It's just a slightly narrower depth of field. It won't be that far out of focus, but it'll be enough. Yeah, I think that one's quite nice. Let's have a look through the screen. It really is nice. The light's stunning, and the pinks. This could almost be a calendar shot as well for next year. In fact, I'm almost positive this will be a calendar shot. I really like this. I like the rocks involved in it, and then the salt cellar rather than it just being on its own. So absolutely fantastic. Right, I'm going to get some lunch. I'm going to have me a bit of a snack, drink some water, pack this lot away, and I think I'm going to head back because the time's getting on, and Mrs. C is going to wonder where I am. It's about 11:30 now, I think. And I need to get back, so it's quite a long walk back down. So yeah, I'll see you somewhere on the journey down the hill, unless I stop and see something amazing to take another picture of. You know me, can't miss a shot. See you in a bit. now heading down the Derwent path. I think this is Derwent Moor. I think this is what it's called, Derwent Moor. And I know it's called Lady Bower Reservoir, but I think it's something to do with Derwent as well. So Derwent water or something, I'm not sure, but it's definitely heading down this way. Now, I've not been down this way before, so I'm walking down a lot smaller track, as you can see there. It's definitely a smaller track. And I have no idea what the view's going to be like. You might find there's a couple of good positions for a photograph. I took another shot of the Coach and Horses as I was walking back. I just liked the leading path, the very bright yellow leading S-y curve that sort of led right through the image. I think that was really nice. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying my music. I've still got Miss Sterling playing along in my ears, and I'm just going to carry on down the hill now, back on the way back round. Every so often I'll check my OS map, see which way we've got to go, because I think this path does, there is a path actually going that way, so I'm not sure whether I go that way. I will check, but there is a path that goes that way as well, and then down. And I've got a feeling I go that way, down behind and through the forest. I think that's the actual direction I plan to go. So yeah, let's go and do this. Let's go and have a bit of an explore on the way home, or on the way back to the van, where I can get a nice cup of coffee. And then yeah, I'll see you if I find something else on the way. So I've got a bit of a change of scenery now. Scenery, Sean Connery. Got a bit of change of scenery. I've got trees. I'm now walking down the side of the trees, so it's a bit of a different view. Change of scenery, something a bit different to look at. Stone wall, and I'm not going to lie to you though, I'm flagging a bit. My feet hurt, or they ache. Balls in the feet, the front of my feet are like, they're just flopping forward. Flop, flop, flip, flop. But because I'd done such a long walk yesterday, I mean, it's not long for some people, but I reckon I'd done 5-6 miles. And then I walked last night up onto Bamford Edge, and that's only a couple of miles. And then again this morning I've walked, I don't know how many I've done, but by the time I get back it's going to be like 12 kilometres, something like that, 10 or 12 kilometres. So that's going to be another 6 miles. So I've probably done a few miles already, maybe 4. So yeah, my feet are flagging a bit and my legs are plodding forward. My legs aren't too bad, I can feel my knees, but yeah, my feet are thump, thump, thump. So I've got good boots on, and I'm sure that if I didn't have good boots on, my feet would be even worse. So yeah, I thought I'd just let you know that. Interesting, eh? It's still nice listening to my music. The mountain bikers are out down here, but God, I've just let a bloke through a gate just now and he went tear-assing down here. Ooh, a little bit better than me, I think. So I'm just going to keep going now. I'm going to keep going forward. So walking back down that hill, I got talking to a couple and then ended up the last bit of the walk talking to a lad. He's on the old Instas and stuff like that, ex-football player, really good. He knows Miss Jodie Marsh, which is pretty cool. So we've even talked between us about maybe getting a meet up sometime and, you know, take some photographs and something like that. That'd be pretty wicked. So yeah, if you do see this, Mr. Turner, I will try and check you out on the old Instagrams and give you a shout when I see you. So basically I've ended up on the pathway instead of walking back across the grass because I was talking and I missed my turn and I wasn't thinking. I've ended up back on the path, so this is about it for me. Just got a long walk around now on the tarmac pathway, but at least it's flat. I am flagging a bit, you know, I'm not going to lie, it's very warm now, I'm sweating, and yeah, it was good to have a chat on the way down because it certainly took my mind off of the walk. It really did. But this is a good circular walk if you want to do it, and it's a good, you know, you're pretty handy with walking, then it's not bad at all. I do recommend a stick because there's a few places it saves you bacon a few times. But Ladybur's now on my right hand side, the van is on the other side of Ladybur, so I'm not going to bore you and walk back with you all the way. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give us that thumbs up, the like and subscribe. My calendar, if you want a calendar, 2023 calendar pre-order, Port Compton PDphotography /.co.uk/store. It would really help support the channel. It means a lot to me when I do actually sell a few. And yeah, till next time, don't know where, don't know when, and I really don't know where, don't know when, because I've got a wedding to do next week, I think, or the week after. So, ciao for now, see you soon. Thank you for watching this incredible adventure. Whew. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm starting to talk to myself. What am I doing? Walking along here, talking to myself again. Insane. I just want a coffee.